Welcome back everyone to the SkillCapped 11.20 mid-patch update tier list. In this one, we'll be covering any new trends that have emerged throughout the patch to keep you guys on top of the meta. Our challenger players spend hours playing and researching games in Diamond and below, while our analysts are picking apart the most recent data so we can bring you guys the best tier list possible for the majority of elos. But before we get into it, be sure to check out SkillCapped if you want to truly get better at League of Legends. We're the only service that offers a money-back guarantee if you don't climb at least 5 divisions while actively using our service. We do this because our service really does work, and if it doesn't work for you, you shouldn't pay. Learn more at the end of this video or click the link in the description below. And without any further ado, let's get right into it. As more and more players pick up Vex and her true power shines through, it's evident Vex's carry strength can't be ignored. Vex definitely feels a little stronger in the mid lane right now, but is no slouch up in top lane. Bully potential early on against melee champs is very strong as you start E level 1 and look for an electrocute proc when they go for CS. All in power and cleanup potential from ultimate surely needs a little fine tuning as you can run away with the game when ahead. We are adjusting Vex's top lane placement and moving her into A tier for mid patch. We'll go into more detail on the pick in tomorrow's video, so watch out for that. The cycle continues where Aurelia becomes an OP pick, is nerfed patch after patch, and falls back down as one of the weaker champs. Aurelia has been so difficult for Riot to balance over the years, and the recent nerf from 11.20 has led to a significant decline in strength. We mentioned in the pre-patch update that a nerf where point-and-click damage is targeted will always lead to a heavy drop-off in power. The nerf affects Aurelia in so many situations, and as a result, we will be shifting the pick down to B tier for mid-patch. Well, it was nice while it lasted, but Darius is back in meta once again thanks to his 11.20 buff. The W cooldown change has opened more windows of opportunity for Darius early in lane. As a champ who wants to be aggressive and force the issue, it's no surprise this buff is translated extremely well. Darius will lock down an S tier position as one of the most powerful top laners of the patch. So, for a complete look at the top lane tier list, Tom and Set are two of the most valuable picks right now, slotted into OP tier. We're seeing Hullbreaker Rush Urgot really emerge over in Korea for 11.20 and winning at an insane rate. Urgot is quietly one of the strongest top laners this patch, as he was even recently buffed not too long ago. Hullbreaker Rush has started picking up traction on a few other picks as well, but we'll save that one for tomorrow's OP off meta video. Singed nerf has seen him lose a considerable amount of strength, but he doesn't fall too far down the tier list as he continues to be a solid A tier pickup. The best champs to climb low elo the fastest are Urgot, Yorick, and Lilia. A few good bans for the current meta are Set, Darius, and Tahm Kench. Moving on to the jungle, the only notable adjust we have for mid-patch is bumping Hecarim up into S tier. W buff has led to a very positive outcome, and with previous OP picks like Jarvan and Amumu dropping, it helps Heck out even more. We expect Hecarim to see a consistent rise in play rate and ban rate over the coming patches now, so look to abuse the pick before everyone else. In regards to the Udyr buff this patch, his previously broken tank playstyle has made a comeback. Prior to the buff, majority of Udyr players were running Tiger stance, but Phoenix with a chem tank rush is now most optimal. We're also seeing many players running Ghost instead of Flash and winning at a much higher rate. Ghost with phase rush and chem tank enable Udyr to function in the current state of League, where there are countless dashes in CC. Udyr will remain in B tier for now, but with any other positive change, A tier is within reach. So, other than those two updates, the jungle tier list is nearly identical to where we had it for pre-patch. Kha'Zix has exploded in 11.20, dethroning Jarvan and taking over as the #1 jungler. Ghostblade Rush Kha'Zix is way too insane right now, so abuse while you can. Shin has also seen an indirect boost in power due to Amumu and Jarvan dropping, which is why he locks down the second OP tier slot. In regards to the Elise buffs, she has landed where we predicted as a really good A tier option. We mentioned in our pre-patch tier list that the smite changes could lead to a slight decrease in strength for early game junglers, but that hasn't been the case. The overall meta has remained very stable despite the nerf, so Riot did a pretty good job at nerfing the role without hitting any specific picks. There are honestly so many great junglers at the moment, as Jarvan is still amazing even after his nerf, Echo moved up recently, Hecarim is powerful again, the list goes on and on. As for the best low elo junglers in 11.20, we have Amumu, Jarvan, and Trundle. High priority bans include Xin Zhao, Kha'Zix, and Echo. For our question of the day, now that Vex has been released for a few weeks, what does everyone think in regards to her strength? We definitely feel the champion is in need of some fine tuning at the very least, as her carry potential is really high right now. What are your thoughts though? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. Seeing as we're on the topic of Vex, let's talk a little bit more about the pick and give you our rating for mid lane in 11.20. Vex will be moving from S into OP tier. Vex ticks every single box in what we're looking for in an OP pick. Number 1 is that our challenger players believe she's extremely strong, and number 2, the analytics back that up for us. Vex holds a high win rate, play rate, and ban rate, which are all indicative of a broken champ. Unless Riot issues a nerf, we expect all those statistics to continue rising due to the fact the champion is still relatively new. For that reason, Vex is a shoo-in for an OP tier slot and is a pick or ban champion in 11.20. Other than Vex moving up, there's nothing else too game-breaking to report midway through the patch. Since Vex is moving into OP, we will be shifting Katarina and Zed down to S. Our analysts see Uxin and Vex as being a cut above the rest right now, so they control the OP tier positions. It's pretty ironic that the recent champion releases are the most broken picks in the game right now. As for Aurelia, we will be making a slight adjustment to her placement as the nerf has affected her in mid lane more heavily than expected. Aurelia will drop from A to B tier for mid patch. An interesting pick we'll dive deeper into for tomorrow's video is Singed Mid. He will be placed in A tier and is being played by Faker in solo queue. 3 picks we would recommend you spam to climb low elo are Graves, Annie, and Malzahar. Top on the ban list for 11.20 should be Vex, Zed, and Uxin. Seeing as there were no changes for ADC in 11.20 either, we have a very quick update for you guys. Miss Fortune play rate has skyrocketed this patch to over 25%, which isn't a surprise to be honest with how strong she is. MF alongside Vayne and Jhin are your 3 OP picks right now. Vayne is absolutely insane for 11.20 as her synergy with meta supports is the best it's been all season long. Nami play rate has spiked alongside Soraka, and when paired with Vayne, your 2v5 potential is unreal. If you really want free wins from the bot lane, then consider adding Swain to your champion pool. These mage picks like Ziggs and Swain are highly underrated, which makes sense as they aren't super flashy to play, but their overall ability to carry games is better than most traditional bot lane picks. Our top 3 low elo recommendations for bot lane are Ziggs, Miss Fortune, and Ashe. Some noteworthy ban options for the current meta include Vayne, Miss Fortune, and Draven. So it turns out Amumu was so broken in 11.19 that the nerfs in 11.20 were not enough to push him down the tier list too far. Amumu was so far above everyone else, all the nerf did was put him in line with other top tier supports. As a result, Amumu will move back into S tier. The mana nerf to Q has done a good job at punishing the constant all-in threat, which allows for a little more counterplay. After all, 30 mana on such an impactful engage tool was pretty low to begin with. If you compare Mumu up with Miss Fortune, that combo is free elo, as the level 6 all-in power is disgusting. Don't stop playing Mumu if you've been having success in previous patches, but realize there are other options who are on par with his power level now. We mentioned that a spike in Nami play rate would be likely after the Imperial Mandate buffs, but we didn't expect it to rise as much as it has. From a 12% play rate in 11.19 all the way up to over 18% in 11.20, players have evidently caught on to how impactful Nami is right now. Ban rate is extremely low at under 5%, so accessibility is great considering Nami's strength. Every recent support change has been in her favor, as Nami was directly buffed. We saw Leona and Thresh nerfed, and the icing on the cake was the Mandate buff in 11.20. Couple that with the fact strong laning ADCs like Lucian and MF are being played in meta, and you have yourself a top tier support. If you enjoy playing enchanters, then definitely consider picking up Nami, as she's one of the OP supports of 11.20. So, running down the support tier list, the 3 OP picks remain stable with Nami, Soraka, and Blitzcrank. As for the Imperial Mandate buffs, the item is performing well on Nami and Janna, but that's about it. We expected most enchanters would continue building Moonstone or Shiralia, and we were correct in that regard. Mandate buffs weren't nearly enough to make the item a must-buy on all enchanters. This was definitely one of the less eventful patches we've seen in a while, so the support meta won't see a major shift for 11.20. The best supports for low elo are Soraka, Blitzcrank, and Zyra. Amumu, Blitz, or Soraka are all really good ban options. Alright guys, before we wrap this up, let's tell you a little more about SkillCapped. So, we offer a 5-division rank up guarantee, and think that's a pretty crazy thing to offer. It's like a gym membership guaranteeing you'll get ripped. Your local gym would go bust if they offered that, right? Not us. We've offered this for years because our service really does work. It works so well, in fact, that we're able to produce by far the largest catalog of premium league guides on the internet. We add over 20 videos a week, with over 1,600 guides curated into over 100 courses no one can compare. We've also sent challenger players into Elo Hell 714 times and counting, where they commentate how to carry live. They also respond to all questions asked. Sign up today for as little as $4.99 a month if you are serious about improving. So there is your quick update on what the meta is looking like halfway through 11.20. Thanks for watching everyone, and we'll catch you back soon.